and gentlemen, the cinema of the future is likely to be not just new projection format, but an entertainment complex capable of immersing in visitors in stories like never before. Feeding such an attraction with programming will be a challenge to producers and distributors alike. Films will likely be conceived and designed with expanded transmedia distribution in mind, allowing a workflow that yields the required assets, including digital masters for flat screens and immersive cinema theaters, arcade game production, gesture interactive market kiosk programming, alternate reality game design, and more. For a great future plan of films, both original and franchise, healthy audiences and cinema chains should be more focused on guest experience, ensuring that while the filmmakers do their bit, the cinema exhibitors does theirs. The effort put into the cinema experience, into using technology to create great content, and filmmakers continuing to appeal to film fans, means the value of cinema for advertisers should continue to grow. To share with us their views on smart investments for your future cinema, please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. Pradeep Shetty, COO UFO Moviez South Region, and Mr. Vishnu Patel, CEO Special Projects UFO Moviez. Let's have a huge round of applause for these two gentlemen, please. Welcome on stage Mr. Pradeep Shetty and Mr. Vishnu Patel. Let's have a huge round of applause. Come on. Let's have a huge round of applause for them. You gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Today, I think she's already introduced us. Thank you for having us, Raghav, here, first of all. So today we are going to discuss about, what is the smart investment for the future of cinema. First of all, I just wanted to give a brief what is smart investment is. Actually, what in the cinema business, what we call it as. Like smart investment for an exhibitor. So just now in Don's presentations also we have seen that, why theater getting into your business? Because to make money. So to make money, smart investment is very, very important. So smart investment means, as an exhibitor, it's all about affordability. Suppose if he's investing on some value, whether he's getting a return of income or not. We are here today with UFO and all our subsidiaries and all our associates companies who make, just to give you a brief about how we are going to make this investment smarter to the exhibitor. So as we are all aware, how we are going to add value to your entire movie chain. When I say movie chain, it including, producer, distributor, exhibitor, even cinema goers. So India has the largest democracy in the world today. So India has got, as you're all aware, we have got around 1.2 billion populations. So what is the current scenario of film industry today? So in India is the largest film production. Like it produces more than 1,500 movies every year. So India is the largest in production. India is the largest in population. So what we are getting, what kind of box office we are getting today? It's only $2 billion against the potential of almost $10 billion. Why we are not here? Why we are not getting that kind of worth? Is it India is very poor? Indian people doesn't want to spend money? Or the content is not that great? So it's not like that, just India is very poor or economically India is actually growing during the economy. Just because, in the recent movie, Bahubali, it has made more than 1,500 crore, just to know, why Kattappa killed Bahubali. That means Indians has got money. So it's not like, India has got the investment issue. The only thing is, maybe that kind of money, whether we are actually putting it in the right directions, the right investment on your equipment, right investment on your services. So that's the decision. So even after having more than 1,700 movies released, so we end up making, despite of having all the largest things in the world, we end up making only $2 billion box office collections. So India is the only country, I think, Vishnuji, if I am correct, we produces maximum movies in the regional languages also. More than almost 30 regional languages we are actually converting apart from Hindi movies. So, what's the reason? Why this is happening? So that's where I'm coming to now, next. So what's the potential in India? Today in India, we have got only 7 screens per million population. So that's because today the whole universe is 9,000 screens. Out of this 9,000 screens, 2,500 are the multiplex. And the balance, 6,500 screens are single screens. So in a population more than 1.2 billion, this works out to 7 per screen, 7 million per screen. 7 screens per million, sorry. And India has one of the lowest, lowest screen average in the world. Compared to 117 in US, and even in, if you look at China, it's 30 per million. So what's the problem here? Is it the problem of infrastructure? Is it the problem of ticket price? Is it the problem of taxes? Is it the problem of piracy? So we have all the answers. So this may be the issue. So that's the reason, seriously. Suppose if everything is actually in place, so India has got a lot of potential to grow. India can grow up to 30,000 screens. So that's what, we are always asking a question, why we are not there? Why can't we get in there? So there are few facts which covers, as I said, India is the largest democracy in the world. And it makes more than 1,500 to 2,000 movies per year. People are crazy about movie in India. That too when it comes to South India. So maximum out of the total universe of Indian deployment, 70% is in South. So, but still Indian box office is very less. It's only $2 billion. So against that, what are the reasons why we are not here? So growth in the cinema industry is fragmented. The thing is, there are major multiplexes are taking over single screens. Lack of cinematic experience, which is one of the most important thing, because why we are not here. I will just show you, there are a few kind of pictures, the condition of single screen in India, and in the other next slide. So then again, as I said, the ticket price, that is also not that great compared to US and other countries in India. So there are almost more than 100 to 150 screens are shutting down every year. This is one of the biggest problems. Why? All the answers we have in next slide. So low ticket price is also problem. Piracy is rampant. This is one of the biggest issue. Thing is, if everything covers, everything goes well, if we ready to establish all the infrastructure at right place, so we can grow at least, the kind of, 18,000 crores of value, which is getting, and of course, there is a lot of jobs for the, it will actually boost the entire economy of the Indian economy. So again, what are the challenges currently faced by the exhibitors today? So I'm sure most of the exhibitors are sitting here, everybody is aware what kind of challenges we are facing in the current situations. So including, as I said, ticket price, entry barrier, regulations, and your acquisition cost of the properties, and the piracy. These are all the major challenges what we are facing today. I'm sure every exhibitor sitting over here will agree to my points. So why these single screens are actually shutting down? As I said in my last slide, there are a lot of 100 to 150 single screens are getting shut down in a year in India. This is the single screens conditions in India today. Look at the seats, look at the infrastructure, look at the conditions. So today, when I'm visiting to a cinema, the first thing what I see here is, I'm sure everybody is agree to that, the cleanliness of the cinema. So that's very much required. So why I'm showing you all these these pictures? Because we have a solution to this. So I'm coming to that, the next topic. So, as I said, reason for closure. So these are all the reason for the closures where, evolving audience and lack of focus on improvement theaters, and again, cleanliness is required. So what's the solution we have? So as in UFO, today, India's largest digital distribution network, which is having around more than 6,600 screens globally. So, which has got a solution that, we are taking up the renovation. Our proposition is renovate, revive. So that's where I'm coming to. So UFO, it's almost more than 12 years in the business today, and we are providing a digital cinema business, digital projectors, e-cinema projectors, and we are taking care of services. We are into satellite distribution network. We are the one who has started content delivery, wide coverage of all the content deliveries. So today, the renovation is very, very important. I think the future is renovation for the cinemas. It is required. So this is actually a need of the industry today. The renovation, it's an opportunity to catering to the under-screened audiences, so that audience will get good viewing experience whenever they actually visit to the cinemas. In India, again, there are a lot of legacy screens. Legacy screens are having more than 1,000-seater of screens, which can be make it to smaller screens. And it's again boosting the box office collections, because you can run that much of regional content over there. That occupancy level will get distributed into 3 other screens. So automatically your income will increase for the exhibitor. So by having 1,000-seater and having 20% of occupancy level today, the kind of box office is very less. So you can make it bigger screen into a smaller screen, and higher aspiration value for your the entire property. And you will get, once your screens are getting split into 3, your average tickets price is also, that's again, it's coming to box office collections. So, and you have a content flexibility for multiple screens, because today you may be running only one content at all 1,000-seater. So that can be, you can actually shift all the contents to all these 3 screens. So, finally, our proposition for a smart investment is under innovation, is renovate, revive, and accelerate. So what was the proposition for innovation? So, as I said, that single screen can be renovated into multiple screens, and all the capex will be borne by UFO. And how will I revive this? We will enter in a long-term agreement with a lock-in period, and existing revenue has been safeguarded to the existing owner after the renovation. And all the operational expenses post-renovation will continue to be borne by cinema. And how we will actually execute it, or accelerating the things. So we'll do some kind of, this is again a business model what we are talking about. So we will install our own equipment, we take care of our advertisement rights, and we have our own ticket system. So as you are all aware, like, what are the current offerings we do? We are in digital cinema. We provide all the digital equipment. We provide all the satellite network content distribution. We take care of AMC services. We take care of, this means it's kind of, one-stop shop for any exhibitors who are coming to our platform. He will get everything. The new things, new proposition, what we have started is, one is the renovation, and second is our sound offerings. I think we are the one now who started sound offerings, all the sound system offering on a lease model, lease method. So we are going to launch it in southern India today. So we are actually launching these sound systems on a lease model. How we are doing it through, till now we are doing with all digital equipment. So the same way it will continue. And the other business synergies, like, it's coming under UFO synergy. That is, again, Nova Cinema, which I'm sure you must have visited our booth, and we have discussed about Nova Cinema, these things. I will Vishnu will explain you more about Nova Cinema. So Nova will offer an infrastructure boost to the industry actually. So because, as I said, we are severely under-screened in India. So we need this kind of asset-light synergy, or maybe asset-light franchisee model, who can take care of, future cinemas. So Vishnu will discuss more about Nova. And these are all our services. I'm sure you're all aware about this. So we provide non-DCI content delivery. We provide all the non-DCI products, all range of non-DCI products, which we are actually doing it since last 13 years. And we also provide all the DCI content delivery, DCI products, which is the Christie products, which actually, Christie and all Doremi DCI projection system, which has been installed more than 52% in India by us. And as I said, this is the sound system, which we are actually now launching it today, where this will be available to all the cinemas now on a lease model for the new cinemas. Again, in cinema advertisement, today we have around more than 4,000 contracts, which has got long-term advertisement rights, which is again, beneficial to the exhibitors, because the most of the advertisement shares, which has been shared, we are all sharing with the exhibitors. So this is where, when you actually invest on this, like when you come to our umbrella of UFO, these are the products what we are going to offer. And We give all the kind of solutions to all your audio design and multi-brand offerings, flexible business model. That is, actually we provide projectors and the servers through lease and as well as on a rental and outright model. So that's what I said. We are the one-stop shop for all the digital cinema distribution today. So this is where we have our impact, that online ticketing system. And so the conclusion is like, when I say the smart investment is affordability. So when you come to EO4 platform, EO4 umbrella, you get everything in one place. As when you say how exhibitors are benefited on this, because since we are getting a volume, we are actually importing all the projectors and servers under volume, we get a value under subsidized value. The price what we quote to the exhibitors are much, much lesser because we get the projectors in volumes, so that's where we get subsidized price. That subsidized price is actually passed it on to the exhibitor. And second, as I said, audio business. So we invest on the audio business and we give it on lease model. So that's again, it's for an exhibitor, the burden of investing at the initial level is much, much lower. So I request Vishnu Patel to explain about Nova business. Over to Vishnu.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Pradeep has already explained, we started with toying around with this whole idea into getting into the exhibition business about 2 years back, or 2 to 3 years back. We put in a lot of efforts and we wanted to come out with a business model because there are already big players who are catering to the bigger markets and some of the smaller players are catering to, individual players are catering to the smaller markets. So we said, where do we fit in now? As a big company, digital company, where do we fit in and where do we take this forward? Coming to know that these small towns, which have a 1.5 lakh population, 2 lakh population, the local builders are building mini malls, okay? They're building mini shopping centers. And over a period of last 10 years, I think they've figured out that in order to make any shopping center or a mini mall successful, you need screens. You need screens and you need food court, okay? So there were a lot of these projects were coming up. Builders were building the screens, but they didn't know what to do with that. They would first go to PVR, then they would go to, all the other Inox and Carnival of this world, but they are not interested in getting into that market, okay? So basically that was a wide area which was open for us to get into, and we decided to take up jump into that area. So we have devised a kind of a franchising model where we give them the basic services, of course whatever is there in UFO fold, which is automatically available to them, and also the programming services, because we are much better at programming because we have a complete ongoing relationship with producers and distributors on a week-on-week basis. So the job would be much simpler for us than an individual exhibitor, maybe sitting in Sangli or someplace. So we kind of started building up a team for that. So today it's a very simple model that whoever wants to become my franchisee, that we would invest 25%, almost roughly around that, into the interior cost. So we will help them out with a little bit of the investment also, and give the basic services. Slowly now we are finding some success, and there are a lot of inquiries, there are a lot of projects which are already coming in, and hopefully I think we want to scale this up to about 2,500 screens in the next 5 years or so. That's our target, basically. Also, there was another thing which I just said, that a lot of people have money, and also a lot of people have land in the surrounding small towns areas. Again, they would not go into building a cinema, okay? So because they don't know much about it. So what we have done is we have also started a greenfield project where we give them the complete services. We give them the designing of the whole project. We take care of all the permissions and all which are required for it. And also we have put a bank funding together on the project. So today what happens is that we will kind of create on a 20,000 to 22,000 square feet of land, we will create a project which will have some retail space, 2-screen cinema, and maybe some other utility areas like a banquet hall or a general purpose hall. So this package which we have put together is a fixed cost pre-engineered building which we can provide it to whoever wants to kind of go into the exhibition business. There also we invest partly, and also we have done the bank funding. So almost 75 to 85% investment is taken care of. So the franchisee has to come in with about a 20% of investment. This is fairly new, so we are just testing this. And I'm quite hopeful that this will also work quite well in the smaller towns. There is a small AV, but I think let's just skip which is going to repeat the information which Pradeep has given and I have given. So I mean we can just take questions on this.
So I think conclusion, Nova will offer an infrastructure boost to the industry, and also it's an opportunity to the entrepreneurs who aspire to get into the movie business. So with this Nova business and plus I can say renovation, I think we will be able to at least touch more than 2,500 screens from Nova, and maybe renovation with around more than 2,000 screens in the next 5 years.
Actually, you'll be amazed that my research shows in the north that people are still traveling 30 to 60 kilometers to watch a movie. That means they don't have any entertainment facilities right nearby. So there is a lot of potential out there, and hopefully I think we'll catch on, we'll contribute to kind of creating a network.
Can you play that AV? If time allows, time permits.
Any question?
Year 2005, a revolution took place in the Indian film industry when UFO Movies began its journey by launching India's very first digital cinema network. This exceptional and pioneering system proved to be a big game changer, and it added enormous value to producers, distributors, and cinema owners in the film business. Year 2016, UFO Movies India Limited is yet again geared up to usher in a new revolution in the film industry that will deliver for the very first time an ultra-modern viewing experience to cinema goers in the fast-developing towns and rural areas of India. Introducing Nova Cinemas, the next best revolution in Indian cinema. India, being the largest producer of films in the world, produces more than 1,500 films every year. However, there are only 9,500 screens to show this huge number of films. In comparison, the US produces 535 films annually, but has 65,000 screens to project them. And China has 40,000 screens to show 90 films produced every year. Needless to say, India has one of the lowest screen averages in the world. According to a survey, if we have to increase our screen average to 25 screens per 10 lakhs of population, we would need a staggering 20,000 more screens to come up. Since the maximum revenue comes from film exhibition, any increase in the number of screens would immediately boost box office collections to massive proportions. Assessing this gigantic business potential, UFO Movies India Limited is inviting dynamic and ambitious investors to become franchise partners of Nova Cinemas and to exploit the lucrative opportunity to gain huge profits. There is a gold mine waiting to be tapped with every new screen. To achieve our goal of 2,000 plus screens in the next 5 years, and for better business prospects for investors, Nova Cinemas is looking beyond big cities and towns and moving towards the unexplored markets in the fast developing towns and rural areas of India due to population ratio. 60% of the population resides in the fast developing towns and rural areas of India. Economic prosperity. Due to economic development, Tier 2, Tier 3 and Tier 4 populations have started generating a higher disposable income. Lack of entertainment avenues. There is a huge demand for entertainment and information services in Tier 2, Tier 3 and Tier 4 zones since there are not many great alternative entertainment sources. Lack of multiplexes. Multiplexes have been non-existing in these zones due to many factors such as deficiency of quality infrastructure and technological support, high cost of operations and limited content delivery capabilities. Nova Cinema's mission is to provide the best entertainment at affordable cost, the best ambience and the best food courts to all its cine goers across India. And it aims to bridge the entertainment divide by utilizing UFO Movies' core strength of distributing content and information in far-off areas. UFO Movies India Limited is India's largest digital cinema network and in-cinema advertising platform in terms of number of screens. UFO's technology and via satellite delivery model has been a key driver of extensive digitization of Indian cinemas and has enabled widespread same-day release of movies across India. UFO Movies chain of theaters, Nova Cinemas, will be well equipped with state-of-the-art technology solutions to deliver a multiplex-like cinema-going experience with digital HD projectors and digital surround sound, modern ambience with comfortable seats, high-quality food courts and hygienically maintained restrooms. This is your chance to strike gold and to associate yourself as a franchise partner. All you need is a built civil structure designed for minimum 2 screens, measuring 8,000 to 10,000 square feet in a shopping complex or a mall, with an investment of 1.25 to 1.5 crore rupees. Minimum 10,000 square feet plot of land, along with an investment of 1 to 1.25 crore rupees in civil construction and 1.25 to 1.5 crore rupees in cinema interiors. The property should be situated in a mall or in a shopping center or in an open area in a zone with a population of 60,000 or more. Invest in our vision and see your return on investment grow at a phenomenal rate and achieve higher status in your society. Nova Cinemas and UFO Movies are totally committed to give you complete support at each and every step during the course of our rewarding partnership. Technology support. Install high-end digital projectors for satellite delivery of movies. Install high-quality sound system with surround sound. Install electronic ticketing system to provide real-time ticket sales to all stakeholders and for settlement of commercial terms with distributors. Design and execution support. Nova Cinemas panel of architects will design each franchise property as per approved branding manual. Nova Cinemas to provide detailed execution drawings for each location as per bylaws. Maintain uniform look for each Nova Cinemas property across the country. For best comfort and cinema viewing experience, all properties to use best of materials and fixtures as per Nova Cinemas branding. Use of common signage and color schemes to create brand recognition. Turnkey execution throughout India by our certified contractors. Management and operation support. Provide extensive management training to staff for very efficient operations. Implement expert central coordination and supervision. Centrally managed film programming for maximum variety for each location. Central supply of food court items at best quality and cost-effective rates. Support in creating the food menu for local taste with supply of fast-moving items preferred at movie theaters. Bag advertising contracts with companies. Conduct promotional activities in theaters. Financial support. Nova Cinemas will invest minimum of 25% of cinema interiors and fit-out cost in the first phase of the project. Nova Cinemas will also facilitate bank funding for civil construction and cinema interiors and fit-out if required. For greenfield projects, Nova Cinemas will provide extensive tie-ups with departmental stores, banks and other branded retailers. In a country like India, where cinema screens are few in number, it is a win-win situation for all concerned. Nova Cinemas will not only provide enhanced viewing experience at affordable rates to movie lovers in Tier 2, Tier 3 and Tier 4 cities and towns, but it will also act as a catalyst by creating business opportunities for budding entrepreneurs from this particular area. Nova Cinemas is the latest initiative by UFO Movies to increase industry revenue from new territories and markets and to also curb the menace of piracy. Nova Cinemas is about to change the film exhibition landscape of the country. Witness history in the making. Introducing Nova Cinemas, the next best revolution in Indian cinema.
So this is finally win to win for everyone.
What are the
There are some
questions then? Basically, it's the now five South Indian states, which we are slowly entering now, but we have been doing a lot of marketing in the other states. Which states? All of them. All of them. We are marketing in all the states. We already have 3 operational screens, one in three operational properties, one in Uttarakhand, one in Maharashtra, and one in Punjab. So basically our marketing right now is, throughout the country. We have just started south also. We have got some success in Andhra Pradesh, Kerala. We will be starting Tamil Nadu now and the Karnataka also. So we are basically basing our all the assumptions on a ticket rate of 100 to 120, and based on that we are looking at about 20 to 22% of average return. So if the ticket rates are higher, then you'll get a little more return.
Can we do the prefab buildings if we have open plots and we don't want to develop it right now, but basically we want to develop it after 10-15 years? Some potential of land is there, but the land is very good for, let's say, your prefab structures. Will you do prefab?
I will. I mean, if the funding is available and there is a scope, definitely.
So you are saying the basic yield will be around 20 to 22%?
It's around that, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? That's it.
Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, Raghav, for giving us an opportunity. Thank you.